Hi all are welcome to ARCH8 Series, a new initiative from THiNC Institute of Design, exclusively for architecture aspirants all over India. So ARCH8 Series is a set of videos which is mainly focusing on the major topics which is coming for the JEE main paper 2 for architecture entrance examinations. So through this video series, we will be discussing all the major types of questions which is coming across in this particular examination. Okay, so today we will be discussing important types of questions which is coming across the JEE paper main 2 from non-verbal reasoning. So how important is non-verbal reasoning? That's the question which we have to discuss first. So when you go through that question papers, you can find that nearly 30% of the questions, that means it accounts to 30 questions which cost you 120 marks, are coming exclusively from non-verbal reasoning. So that's the importance of non-verbal reasoning. When you compare it with other topics such as arc awareness, mathematics, as well as drawings, those are where each comprise of 20 to 25% each. But at that time, non-verbal reasoning is having a weightage of 30%. So that shows the importance of non-verbal reasoning and practicing questions from non-verbal reasoning. Currently, they have introduced different types of questions in non-verbal reasoning. So as a part of our series, we will be exploring those questions first. So let's start discussing those questions which is included in the 30 questions asked by the JEE paper main 2 examination for architecture. Okay, so let's discuss some questions. So here is your first question. So in the given figure, how many squares are present? This question was asked by JEE main paper 2 for BArch in the February 2021. Okay, so it's a recent question. So now everyone can attempt this question and put your answers in the comment. I will wait for a second. Okay, so let's count. We can just start from counting the simple squares first. Simple squares means the squares are having one component. Okay, as like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So single component squares are 13 in number over here. Okay, so simple squares are 13 in number. So now we need to move to the next level. When you observe here, 2 component squares will make a rectangle. It is not at all making a square over here. So with that inference, we'll be moving to the next level, that is even 3 component squares are not at all making any kind of squares. So we can move to 4 component squares. Okay, we can call it as 4S, 4 component squares. So I will outline one. You can find one 4 component square on the left side over here. Similarly, you can find one more 4 component square over here. Okay, now we just reached 2 4 component squares. Similarly, you can find one more 4 component square over here. So now we reached 3 4 component squares. So the next one. So total 4 component square. Okay, now we had finished all the 4 component squares over here. So now our focus should be on the 5 component square, but we know that 5 component square over here will not make a square. Okay, so next 6 component, 7 component, even 8 component I will give you a square, because the next square is a 3 into 3 square, because we finished a 2 into 2 squares and 1 into 1 square. So the next is a 9 component square, or we can call it as 3 into 3 squares. So 3 into 3 squares means there is only one Okay, the square which is through the outside. Okay, so 3 into 3 squares comprises of the all the squares in the figure except 4. Okay, except 4 squares coming out. So the total is 13 plus 4, 17 plus 1, that is 18. So option D will give you the credit over here. Okay, so the right answer is option 8. So every time when you count these kinds of questions, always think that what you are counting or what is your aim. So first aim on simplify it into a single square. Next, being squares are given, 2 into 2 squares, that is 4 component square. Next focus will be on, and after that you should focus on the 9 component squares, that is 3 into 3 squares. Okay, so in this way gradually you count. At that time you will not miss any squares from your vision. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So this question is about folding and unfolding. So here a drawing is provided with all the folds to construct the following 3-dimensional object. Select the correct one. So here you are provided with the 3-dimensional object. The question here is, when it is unfolded, how it looks like. So in the previous years there were a number of questions based on these areas. So you can simply solve these questions by counting the number of surfaces. Okay, by counting the number of surfaces. So the number of surfaces over here will be equal to the closed figures in the opened up image. So we can even, it's better to start from the options itself. So count the number of closed figures in the options. So we can start from option A itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So option A itself having 15 closed figures. Okay, option A itself having 15 closed figures. Now we can move to option B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Oh, option A and B is having 15 closed figures itself. Okay, we just marking 15 here B. Now we are going to observe option C and D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, here comes a different number, that is 16. So if you are able to find some sort of difference in numbers, then the counting technique can be applied on that question. That means the number of closed figures is equal to the number of surfaces. So here the last option, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So option D is having 14 surface. So now it's a turn of the question figure. Okay, so here you can find the question figure. So we can start counting the surfaces over here. First of all, we can go for counting the visible surfaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 over here, 5, 6, 7, 8. So only 8 surfaces are visible over here. Let's move on to the invisible surfaces. So here you can find 1, that is 9, 10, here 1, 11, 1 over here, it's 12, and another one over here, it's 13, you can find 1 over here, it's 14. You can find 1 over here, it's 15, and the last one is 16. So when it is unfolded, you will be able to find 16 closed figures, because the 3D object given over here is a 16 sided one, or it is having 16 faces. So obviously the answer is option C. So those who had given option C as the right answer will be getting the credit over here. So let's move to the next question. So here is a question from the projection itself. The problem figure shows the top view of an object. Identify the correct view looking in the direction of the arrow amongst the following answer figures. So you need to look from the left direction over here. Okay, so when you look over here, the first thing we need to notice here is the number of vertices you could find over here. So 1, 2, 3. So you are able to find 3 vertices at the base itself. 3 vertices at the base itself. So when you observe the options, option A is not having the third vertex over here. So option A will be get eliminated. When you come on to the option B, option C, okay, the center vertex is available there, but option D is missing the third vertex. The vertex at the center is missing over here. So option D is also removed. Now only 2 options, B or C. Who is the answer? That's the question over here. So when you observe here, you can find a line like this. Okay, this is the only difference between option B and C. So you just focus on the differences. When you get into these kinds of 2 options, just focus on those differences and just come to the question. Okay, so when you observe here, you could only find 2 vertices over here, 1, 2. Those vertices are here, 1, 2, 1, 2. In B and C, you are able to find 2 vertices, but when you come over here, a third vertex associated with a line or an edge, you can find it over here. So obviously he couldn't be an answer over here. Okay, he couldn't be an answer over here. So option C is ruled out now. Now no one is remaining. So option B, we can definitely find it as the right answer. So option B is the correct answer over here. So in these kinds of questions from projections, you should always concentrate on vertices as well as edges while providing answers. So let's move on to the question number 4. Okay, again a question from projections. Again a question from projection is here. So in examination, you can find a number of questions from projection. Non-verbal reasoning, a majority of questions are based on projections. Okay, so keep my words in mind. So now just observe over here. I'm just counting the edges which is visible from this direction. Edge number 1, edge number 2, edge number 3, edge number 4 and edge number 5. So when you look from the front, first of all you need to find those 5 edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So option A can be an answer. Okay, so let's move on to option B. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our methods are always helping us to eliminate the options. Okay, so option B is only having 4 edges, so we doesn't need to consider it for further examinations. So option B is ruled out. Next one, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's having 5 surfaces or the 5 edges, so we have to keep him alive over here. So the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So only option C is getting eliminated in the first round. Now we are going to the round number 2. In round number 2, only 2 vertices you can find, and it gives you 1 edge. So option A 1 edge, option C 1 edge, option D also 1 edge. over here. I'm just mentioning about option A, one edge over here, option C, one edge over here, option D, one edge over here. And now we are just moving to the third round 3 of elimination. 1, 2, 3. In the straight line you can find 3 vertices along with 2 edges. Option D is ruled out because it is having 2 vertices with 1 edge through here. Okay, so option D is ruled out. Now the discussion is between option A and C. Just observing the option A and C, it is obviously clear that when you plot a line, it is hitting the center. Okay, it is hitting the center. So actually it is not dividing it equally, but it is dividing it almost equally. So by visual observation, it's clear that option A is not the right answer. So the one and only remaining answer over here is option C. Okay, so currently we just finished 4 questions over here. Now we are moving on to the question number 5. So the question number 5 is coming from embedded images. So the question statement is like this: one of the following answer figures is hidden in the problem figure in the same size and direction. So you are provided with the 4 answer figures. One among them is hiding inside the question figure. Okay, and in same size and direction. So you are not having the freedom to rotate the image. Okay, so when you observe here, you can find different shapes in the options. So take each and every option first. So option A is taking into consideration. So there are, when you plot some extend these lines as the same the slope like in the answer figure, and look for those lines. Okay, so I'm not at all finding any line having similar slopes over here in question. So we completely ruled out option A. Now we are coming to option B over here. Okay, when you coming to option B, you can find a straight, you can make a straight line at the left edge. So left edge is having a straight line. So our observation is now limited to the left side of the figure, that is over here. So when you observe here, you can find 2 figures, but both of them is not like option B. So the scope of option B is over here. Now it's a chance of option C. So when you extend it, where you are able to find such a line like this. When you extend it, where you can find such a line like this. So in certain question paper, there will be always straight line bounded questions will be coming. So at that time this trick will help you. When you observe here, you can find a similar slope, a line with a similar slope over here, that's like this over here. So the slope is meeting over here. So we can just observe some sort of area around here, that is you can find. Okay, so it is almost matching option C. So here we can find that an option is almost matching, and option D, here we are able to find one more slope. When you look into the options, a slope which is oriented to the right side. Okay, you can find such a slope over here, but that slope is never meeting a shape like option D. That slope is here, but he is not at all making a figure like option D. So D is also ruled out. At the end, we are able to find option C as the right answer. In this way, you can solve embedded image questions. Okay, you can plot some lines and you can look for those slopes if the images are having straight lines. Okay, now we can move on to the next question. So question number 6 is about mirror images, and here the mirror is at the bottom. So what is the condition for mirror at the bottom? So mirror at the bottom means it is somewhat similar to the water images. So there will be no distortion when mirror comes to the bottom. So the question figure will be replicated in the answer figure, but there will be top to bottom change will happen. There will be top to bottom change happens, but there will be no lateral inversion, that is left to right change will not happen. So these are the rules which you need to keep in mind while solving these questions. So first of all, we can observe whether the image has been replicated correctly. So when you observe over here, you can find a circle like structure over here. So when you observe the options, you can find a difference in option D, so it is eliminated. Even it is not present in this area, so option B is also eliminated. Okay, so the scope of B and D ends here. Now it is between option A and C. Okay, just let's focus on this larger circle. So these larger circles are having different positions in both option A and C. So let's come on to the question figure. I'm just drawing one line of reference over here. So by marking left and right. So I told you at the beginning there will be no left to right change happens. So this larger circle will always remain on the left side. Okay, because there is no lateral inversion. Top to bottom change is permitted, but left to right is not at all permitted over here. But in option A, an unpermitted movement is happened. So option A also completely ruled out here. So at the end we reached option C. So it will be the right answer. Those who mark option C will be getting the entire credit over here. Okay, so next we can move on to the 7th question. 6th question was a very much easy question. There will be questions coming on mirror on the right side also. So we'll be discussing it later. So question number 7 is about figure series. Okay, figure series. So you need to predict the next image. So 3 figures are given. 1, 2 and 3 figures are given, and we need to predict the 4th one. So we can just start from these sectors 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 sectors are here. Similarly over here, okay, you can call it sectors or arcs as per your convenience. We can call it arcs also. 1, 2, 3, 4. Even it is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all the 3 is having 4 arcs each, or they are making 4 sectors each. Okay, so just come to the options. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not fine here. So option C is ruled out. Now option D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so even with simply counting the arcs, we are able to eliminate one option. Next we need to predict the position. Okay, next we need to predict the position. So in the first figure, it is in the, I'm just naming quadrant and 2, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, these are the 4 quadrants. So in the question figure 1, it is at the first quadrant itself. Now it moved to second quadrant, and in the third figure it moved to third quadrant. So the answer figure should be having these arcs at the 4th quadrant. This is the second inference. This is the second logic. So we just come to here on first quadrant, option A eliminated. Third quadrant, option B eliminated. So A, B, C eliminated. Now the remaining one is the option D. So the right answer over here is option D. We are not at all going to observe any other elements in the question. Okay, so with these kinds of simple steps, you will be able to find the answers. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Question number 8 is also coming from projections. You need to look from the direction of the arrow. The question statement will be like this. the 3D figure shows the view of an object. Identify the correct view looking in the direction of arrow amongst the answer figures. So we can try to use a counting technique over here. So you are looking from the direction of the arrow, you will be able to see a surface over here. This is a surface number 1. You'll be able to see a surface number 2 here and a 3. So it is clear that you will be able to see 3 surfaces only. So we can try to apply this counting technique in the answer figures also. 1, 2, 3. So option A can be the answer. 1, 2, 3. Option B also can be the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4. But option C definitely not the right answer. So option C is eliminated. Now come to D. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so with the 4 options we are able to eliminate 1. So now we are having a chance of 33.3% to correct this question if we are going blindly to choose one option. Okay, anyway, we think we doesn't need to put an answer blindly. Okay, just observe here. Option B. Okay, you can find a step-like structure. You can find a step-like structure here. So option D is eliminated because steps are not there. When you come to option A and B, count the number of steps. 1, 2, 1 step over here, 1 step over here, and the 3rd step at the bottom. Okay, so 3 steps you can find. 1, 2, 3. Let's find option B. 1 over here, you can find 1 step over here, you can find the 2nd over here. Only 2 steps are there. Okay, even with numerical counting methods, you can simply solve these kinds of questions. Okay, option B is simply eliminated because step number 1, step number 2, and step number 3 is only in option A. So the question is over here. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the 3D figure shows the view of an object. Identify the correct top view, because the view is asking here from the top. The same figure in the last question has been taken to the next question for asking a top view in the same question paper of February 2021 JEE main paper 2 for BArch. Now also we can try our luck with the counting method. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 surfaces you are able to see from the top. Okay, so here we are looking from the top. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. Option A is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Option B is also okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's a bonus. Option C eliminated. Now 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 50-50 chance, A and B, which is the right answer. Counting technique take us to a 50-50 chance right now. Option A or option B is the right answer over here. So when you observe the figure, you can find an L-shaped structure here, and from the top you are able to find a L-shaped structure. So just look for those L-type structures in the options. Option B is not having such a L-shaped structure. So option B is not the right answer. Now the only one remaining answer or the option is option A. So it will be the right answer. Okay. So now we are moving into our last question of today's discussion. It is also from projection. These much questions are coming from projection because it's such an important topic for the architecture aspirants. Okay, in future application also these projections will be helping you. So the 3D figure shows the view of an object. Identify the correct view looking in the direction of arrow. You can find an arrow on the right side. So you need to look from this direction. So when you look from this direction, how many surfaces you will be able to find? You can find one surface over here and another one over here. So 2, 3 and a 4. Okay, so you will be only able to find 4 surfaces when you look from this direction. Check the options 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So option A is simply with counting it's ruled out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should keep option B. Option C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Option C is ruled out. Option D, 1, 2, 3. So option D is having 3 surface only. So 3 is also ruled out. So we doubted option B at the beginning. Option D is the right answer also. Okay, so now we reach the end of the questions of today's discussion. So today we come across 10 different types of questions. So those questions were coming from embedded images, figure counting, surface development, projection, mirror image. So the questions are frequently coming from these topics and they are repeating. Each and every year they are repeating. So practice as much as questions possible. We think will be always with you to support with these kinds of questions. So for more videos and updates, stay tuned to our channel, THiNC Institute of Design. Bye for now. Thank you all.
Like the video. So how is your exam preparation going? What makes you different is how you prepare for the exam. We are consistent in producing top results both in the field of architecture and design, which is of course our pride, and we welcome you for the upcoming courses. We have short-term courses, long-term courses. Short-term courses include crash batches and foundation batch, and long-term courses include regular batches, repeater batches, and long-term weekend batches. For more details regarding our courses, visit our website www.thinkdis.com. The link will be provided in the description box below. Let's design your career. Let's design it together with THiNC Institute of Design. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also click the bell icon. Bye. Stay tuned for more updates.